when you start to feel like maybe it's time that you should hire, the right time was probably 3 months before that. You just didn't realize it.
Hello, Rebels, and welcome back to Alt Marketing School. It's Fab here, founder, head teacher, and marketing fairy godmother at Alt Marketing School. I'm very excited today to bring us a little spicy conversation and chat to get to know one of the incredible speakers that are going to join us for the Business of Marketing Festival.
Hello, it's good to be here. Good to be here.
What do you think is one of the unconventional skills for marketers that actually matter more than we think, and why? Please let me know what comes to mind with that. And also, I would love for you to introduce yourself to our lovely Rebels.
Hi, so if you're not sure who I am, my name's Alex Thompson. I run an email marketing agency called On the Cusp. I used to be a freelance copywriter and then moved to the agency model about a year ago now. So unconventional marketing skill, I think, matters. People have always said this, but I think it's more important than ever now, and that's embracing your weirdness and embracing your uniqueness, especially at the moment where it's so easy for people to pump out content of all descriptions thanks to AI. What AI cannot replicate is how weird, wonderful, funny, odd, or boring you are as well, because boring's relatable as well. People forget that as well. Like infinity pools in Bali and flying first class is not relatable for most people. So often, the more boring you are, the more relatable you tend to be. And people forget that.
It's the little things as well. I love that you mentioned that. I think it's that, like, the little things that we see the day to day that a lot of people experience too, whether it's getting, the wrong milk in your coffee because you're sleep deprived because your children didn't sleep the last night. This is kind of obviously personal. Or, unwinding by playing The Sims 4. That's one of my other things. So I definitely relate to that. And I love that as a little reminder, like, to think about the little things that make you unique, but also that are relatable in the face of being sometimes boring or mundane as well. You mentioned, for me, that you did a transition a year ago, almost, and you jumped into the agency world. And I was wondering, there's going to be plenty of the lessons that we might have learned from that, but is there one that jumps out? Maybe one that was one of the harder ones to swallow as well.
Yeah, 100%. It has to be the power of delegating and trusting your team. There is no point in building a team of people to help you if you don't accept or trust their help. And so I'm a perfectionist, like not in the good way. It really hinders a lot of what I do with perfectionism. I'm literally in therapy to try and sort it out and make it easier to deal with. And as a perfectionist, and someone like most people where you're freelancing and you've been in full control of everything, then letting go and accepting help and moving away from being in control of everything is super hard to deal with at first. But if there's no point, like I said, in building a team if you're not going to trust your people. Like dip your toe in. You don't have to go full agency model first of all and start hiring. Like hire some freelance help to support you with some of the jobs that's taking a lot of your time or you're not the best at, and kind of dip your toe in the water then. And when you start to feel like maybe it's time that you should hire, the right time was probably 3 months before that. You just didn't realize it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would say is number one tip.
That's actually a great reminder. And I love that. And I think, and it's also, I'm just going to follow up on that, is also not beating yourself up for that realization, because it happens to most of us to realize, oh yeah, I should have done this maybe kind of a couple of months ago. I think it's just that good reality check that sometimes we are ambitious, as you say, we might be perfectionists, put my hand up there too, or high achievers. And so we want to do more. And it might be that realization comes when we are stretching ourselves a bit too thin. So maybe somebody can learn to ask the questions to themselves
Yeah,
a bit before, right?
definitely. And it's also like I kicked myself for doing everything by myself for so long. And I thought, God, I wish I'd done this a year ago. But actually, by doing everything yourself, that means when you come to accept help, you know what good looks like. And if something goes wrong, you can jump in and fix it as well. So actually, the doing it yourself part is important to know what good looks like. And if all shit hits the fan, you can at least jump in and sort it. But it's not having to do that yourself forever.
That leads me to a final follow-up before I give you a little quick fire, because you kind of led me to it basically. I'm thinking about what we're going to be talking about on your panel, which is going to be about pitching with confidence and what that means. And it's just that almost that initial part of our relationship with clients and with working with people, from trying to present ourselves and what we have in mind for the work together, all the way to that kind of onboarding stage. So in that part of the relationship, let's call it the pitching and or that kind of initial stage, can you think of maybe a direct way, maybe an indirect way, that learning to delegate or actually letting go of some things has helped you build in more space, whether it is to be more confident, whether it is to take on more of that, or maybe you actually delegated some of that. I'm kind of wondering if there's anything out of what you have learned from this that has helped you, in your opinion, with the pitching and that initial stage of client relationship.
So you need to make it clear to the client what bits you are going to be involved in. So we found out this out the hard way. So when I built the team, we lost a few clients because they weren't getting enough Alex time in their eyes, because that's what they thought they'd signed up to. So that's something I'm really clear now. When new clients come on, I really make a point of bigging the team up to show that these are the best writers. That's why they do the writing. This person is the best strategist who you're going to be working with. I'll be there at the beginning to help things get set up. And I'm there, of course, if you have any wider questions. But these are the people you'll be working with, because these are the best people for the job. So it's really making sure that you drop the ego and really, really stand behind your team and big them up as these are the people, these are the best people for the job. And that's why you'll be working with them. That's something I wish I'd done a lot earlier, and it's something I really make a point of doing now. We do a big introduction post when they first come in, and the whole team say hello. I introduce them to the full team, then introduce them to the people who are going to be working on the project. And then I'm around a lot at the start to do a lot of the settling in and making sure they understand what the roadmap looks like, what they're going to be getting, when things will start. I'll often do a lot of the early delivery in terms of when we've got their first emails or the first piece of work to show them. I'll be the one to record the video walking them through things. So they kind of, it carries that relationship on, and it's not a, clients hate what people call what's the horrible name for it? It's like something in twist that people call it, where they feel like you've made the sale and then suddenly it's right, here's the team, and you've got nothing to do with the founder anymore. I never want it to be like that. And I can't claim that when we double in size eventually that I'll know what's going on with every single email of every single client, but I will have an overview of who's there, what's going on. So it's really important, like you say, to me, that I have, especially at the beginning, making sure it's all up and running. And then when the results start coming in, that's when the clients have full trust in the team. And to be honest, some of them don't care about me anymore. Some of my clients make a joke saying that my team write better emails for them than I used to, which is the ultimate compliment. But yeah, that's what I do, is I kind of don't disappear when the sale's done, make sure the transition's solid, but then also really make a point, even during the sales process, but especially early onboarding, really, really big the team up.
Within that is also, I think, a strength in realizing and getting to know obviously what your strengths are, where you can stand out in those specific touch points that you have, so that it feels heartfelt. Again, it feels that you are still there within the space that you really want to be. And as you say, hopefully also comes easier because of the things that you are good at, or the things that come easy to you, for you to show up and still bring that Alex to it as well. Thank you for that. I mean, there's going to be more obviously chat about confidence and about pitching, but not today. You got to join us on November the 13th if you want that. I'm going to finish off with a rapid quick fire. Are you ready, Alex?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm going to give you two options and you tell me which one, and you tell us a quick why. My favorite, I always start with this one: memes versus GIFs.
GIFs, because memes, there's like email wise, memes is more reading, more context, whereas you can use a gift to emphasize the point that you've just made in a slightly nuanced way.
Obsessed with that. Maybe that's why I love GIFs as well. I don't know. DMs versus emails.
Email every time. If we're talking about pitching, I'm more
Mhm.
likely to DM someone and try and get a conversation going in the DMs rather than email them. Email feels a bit formal for that. I'm
Mm,
not a
mm.
fan of cold email. But yeah, in general, like email, because that's my business.
Very, very true. I got two more:
Yeah.
Notion or Google Docs. or something
Google
else. I'll
Docs.
give you
I've
that.
I've tried with Notion, I've tried again, and I've just tried for a third time, and I'm about to give up on it. And we're moving everything's staying in Google Docs. You can track amends, and you might be able to do that in Notion, but I like the simplicity of G Docs. Notion just yeah, I can't get on with it.
With the most contentious one to finish us off, voice notes versus messages.
So I had to make a no voice note rule in the agency, which I felt really bougie for doing. But some of the freelance team was sending me like a 7-minute voice note to say one thing. And because I'm so busy now, I had to make, I felt like such a dick messaging everyone saying, no more voice. If you send me a voice note, I'm not going to listen to it. You have to put it in a message. And if there's a few points, they have to be in bullet points, or I'm not reading a big long message, because we've got like 15 clients. There's other stuff going on, team of five freelance team as well. If everyone's sending me voice notes for everything and I lose track. So yeah, definitely not voice notes. I send voice notes to my fiance and my mom. Apart from that, everything else in a message.
Love that. I love that. That is the separation. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you so much for joining us. I want to remind you that if you want to join us and hear more about Alex and from Alex, as well as other incredible speakers on November the 13th, come and join us for the Business of Marketing. Is an all-day festival for marketing rebels. Really the marketers that are there showing up as themselves, whether it's a small agency, independent agency, a freelancer or consultants, or maybe portfolio careers that are trying to make their mark and they don't have to do it alone. That's the whole idea. We want to give you some of the tools, the confidence, and also bring a bit of fun together at Canva. Alex, if people want to say hi to you, where should they go before we nod off?
This place is LinkedIn. If you search Alex Thompson copywriter or Alex Thompson email marketing, I'd hope that I pop up near the top. Um, so yeah, LinkedIn.
Thank you so much. As always, don't forget to be kind to yourself and others and never stop learning because practice makes progress. And until next time, class is dismissed.